Shalom Havrim, James Trim here. Today I want to talk to you about the virgin birth of the Messiah and the secret of the closed MEM. We've been talking the last few videos. We've been talking about the virgin birth. This started, we did a video about the difference between the Nazarenes and the Ebionites, and that caused some discussion in the comment section about the virgin birth. And so we've done two videos before this one. The first video demonstrated that the supposed instances of a virgin birth amongst pagan deities is simply not correct. That there's 6 deities that a common meme circulates on the internet, and this meme indicates that each of these 6 pagan deities had a virgin birth, and we demonstrated that when we look at their mythologies, that's actually not true. And then when we started, then we talked about Isaiah chapter 7 verse 14, which is the key passage. Today I want to talk about a passage many of you probably don't associate with the virgin birth, but about which there is a secret embedded in the text that does in fact imply the prophecy of the virgin birth. Before we get started, I need to ask people to please donate to support this work. Donations have been very low in July, and as a result, we have depleted all resources. We are at $0, and we must raise, as of the making of this video, $705 by the end of the day today, or our bank account's going to go into the negative, and then you start having returned items, or we start having returned items, and then there's fees, and it starts to cascade into a disaster. So please donate to support this work. We depend entirely upon you to make these videos possible. Also, like this video. We have a fantastic like rate, like to view ratio, and that's very helpful. We want to keep that up, so please like this video. Also, subscribe to this channel and click that notification bell so you get notifications when new videos come out. Let us know what you think of our videos in the comments, and participate in the discussions in the comment section. All of these things result in they help the YouTube algorithm that makes YouTube decide which videos to share with new viewers, and we want to be in those videos that get shared with new viewers, which means also we'd like you to share this on social media with your friends, on Facebook, Twitter, whatever social media in which you participate. Also, when I asked you to donate, I didn't say how. So you can donate by sending donations by PayPal to donations@wnae.org. That's PayPal at donations@wnae.org. You can also click on the donate link in the video description, and there are you can donate by PayPal there, and there are other ways you can donate there, by Zelle or GoFundMe, etc. So click on the link to donate and donate. We have oftentimes, and is the case today, handouts where you can follow along with especially with some of the extra scriptural citations that we're using, and that you may not have access to, or so that you don't have to go hitting pause and run into your library and pulling out some of these sources, even if you do have them. So there's a link to that PDF file in the video description. Also, short announcement: our Nazarene Space our website, NazareneSpace.com, we had to recently upgrade the server because the material was just getting too vast, and the operating system, I guess, upgraded, and that started to bog things down. So if you experienced problems recently, you shouldn't hopefully have them anymore pulling up our website or pulling up the handouts that are stored on the website. Okay, so we're going to be talking today about Isaiah chapter 9, verses 6 through 7, and a very specific nuance about the passage. Now, I'll make another video in the future addressing some of the issues about Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6 through 7. For example, the tense and the fact that it's written in what's called the prophetic perfect. But I want to address here this prophecy, as I demonstrated or pointed out, I would say, in our recent video on Isaiah 7:14, is that there's a progress from Isaiah chapter 7 to Isaiah chapter 8 to Isaiah chapter 9, verses 6 through 7, so that the child born in Isaiah 9, 6 through 7 is tied to a child born in Isaiah 8, and is tied to prophetically to the child born to a virgin in Isaiah 7:14. And some will argue with me about Isaiah 7:14 and the word virgin. Go watch our last video. We covered all that there. Okay. So it says, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end, upon the throne of David, and upon his kingdom, to order it, and to establish it, and with judgment and with justice from henceforth forever. The zeal of Yahweh of hosts will perform this," or Yahweh Zavaot. Okay. In his Let's Get Biblical tape set, anti-missionary Tovia Singer insists this passage must refer to Hezekiah. We can answer that in two parts. We'll answer it later when we talk about some of the other nuances about this passage, but we're going to address one specific thing today. Because Singer's opinion contradicts with the rabbinic position as stated in the Talmud, which we will cover another time. But it also conflicts with the mystery of the closed MEM. Let me explain. There's two things that you need to know, and this is covered on page 2 of your handout. First off, the Hebrew letter MEM, or MEM, is always written as a closed MEM when it is written at the end of a word. But it's an open MEM when it is written at the beginning of a word. So it's called, at the end of the word, it's called Mem Sophit. And so Mem Sophit is kind of a box-shaped closed character, and a normal mem that appears normally in the text, not at the last letter, is open. It has a gap so that it's not completely closed. Okay. There's a very special traditional anomaly that is preserved in the Masoretic text of this passage that we're talking about, Isaiah chapter 9, verses 6 through 7. The final mem in the word lemarbe, of the increase, the phrase of the increase, is written as a closed final mem when it should be written with an open mem because it's in the middle of the word. All right, it's actually the sort of the beginning of the word, but it's not at the end of the word. Okay, we'll just say it's in the middle of the word. So let's see what the Talmud says about a closed mem. Reading from and this is our next handout page, the closed mem in the Talmud. Reading from the Babylonian Talmud, Sanhedrin 94a, we read, Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end. Isaiah 9:6. Rabbi Tanahum said, Bar Kapara expounded in Sepharis, why is every mem in the middle of a word open while this is closed? The Holy One, blessed be he, wished to appoint Hezekiah as the Messiah and Sennacherib as Gog and Magog. Thereupon the attribute of justice said before the Holy One, blessed be he, sovereign of the universe. If you did not make David the Messiah, who uttered so many hymns and psalms before you, will you appoint Hezekiah as such, who did not hymn you in spite of all these miracles which you wrought for him? Therefore, the MEM, was closed. Straightway the earth exclaimed, Sovereign of the universe, let me utter song before you instead of this righteous man Hezekiah, and make him the Messiah. So it broke into song before him, as it is written, from the uttermost part of the earth have we heard songs, even glory to the righteous. Then the Prince of the universe said to him, Sovereign of the universe, the earth, has fulfilled your desire for songs of praise on behalf of this righteous man. But a heavenly voice cried out, It is my secret, it is my secret. To which the prophet rejoined, woe is me, how long must we wait? The heavenly voice again cried out, the treacherous dealers have dealt treacherously. Yes, the treacherous dealers have dealt very treacherously, which others say, Rabbi Isaac interpreted, until there come spoilers and spoilers of the spoilers. Okay, so here the Talmud specifically tells us that Hezekiah was not the Messiah. He wasn't the messianic figure mentioned in Isaiah chapter 9, verses 6 through 7, because of the closed MEM, and because of a secret of Elohim, which is revealed by the use of a final MEM or a closed MEM in the middle of this word. This is what the Talmud is telling us. So the Talmud is telling us, no, Hezekiah wasn't the Messiah. And if you want to insist that he wasn't, because of my secret. And what is my secret? My secret, as we learned at the beginning, has to do with the closed MEM. Very, very important, significant Talmud passage in relation to this verse. Okay, so now we turn to our next handout page. The MEM and the womb. And so it's important for us to understand that in rabbinic thought, the MEM is associated with the womb, with a woman's womb. As we read in Sefer Yitzrah, chapter 3, section 6, 3 mothers, Aleph, Mem, Shin, are in the body of male and female, fire and water and air. Head was created from fire, a womb was created from water, and chest was created from air, balancing the scales between them. Now, the word mem is a contraction for mayim. It's a pictograph of water. It descends from a pictograph of water. Here, we're told that the womb was created from water. And the Sefer Yitzrah. The Sefer Yitzrah is a very ancient Jewish book. Okay, now let's look at the Zohar and what the Zohar elaborates upon about this final MEM and its significance to the womb. This is in Zohar Volume 1, page 34b. Further, the words, let us make man, may be taken to signify that Elohim imparted to the lower beings who came from the side of the upper world the secret of forming the divine name Adam, which embraces the upper and lower in the virtue of its 3 letters, Aleph, Dalet, and final mem, or mem sophit. When these three letters descended below, together in their complete form, the name Adam was found to comprise male and female. In other words, Adam was originally male and female, and then he was separated into, when the rib was taken, or the uterus or side of Adam was taken. The female was attached to the side of the male until Elohim cast him into a deep slumber, during which he lay on the side of the temple. God then sawed her off from him and adorned her like a bride and brought her to him, as it is written, and he took one of his sides and closed up the place with flesh. Genesis 2:21. This is where we get the idea that when Adam was male and female, and Elohim separated, this is an expression of the idea, that then when Elohim separated and took woman from man, that what he did was he removed the womb aspect and made woman. Okay, so here and this is why there's a final mem in the name Adam. Okay, why it ends with a final mem, because Adam was originally male and female, and so and this again ties with the tradition and concept that the mem is representative of the womb, and a closed mem is then, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's turn to our next page of our handout and talk about something that's in another ancient Jewish book called the Bahir. The Bahir elaborates that not only does a mem represent a womb, but an open mem represents an open womb, and a closed mem represents a closed womb. So reading from the Bahir, sections 84 through 85, says the open mem. What is the open mem? It includes both male and female. What is the closed mem? It is made like a womb from above. But Rahumi said that the womb is like the letter tet. He said it is like a tet on the inside, while I say that it is like a mem on the outside. A tet is another Hebrew letter. What is a mem? Do not read mem, but mayim, water. Just like water is wet, so is the womb always wet. Why does the open mem include both male and female, while the closed mem is male? This teaches us that the mem is primarily male. The opening was then added to it for the sake of the female. Just like the male cannot give birth, so the closed mem cannot give birth. And just like the female has an opening with which to give birth, so can the open mem give birth. The mem is therefore open and closed. So the open mem represents the ability to give birth, the open womb, if you will. The closed mem represents an inability to give birth. Okay? So while Singer claims that Hezekiah was the figure described in Isaiah chapter 9, verses 6 through 7, the Talmud states that Hezekiah was not the figure mentioned because of the secret of the closed final mem. What is the secret of the closed final mem? The mem represents the womb, and the closed mem represents the birth of Messiah to a woman with a closed rather than an open womb. This points to the prophecy of Isaiah 7:14, "Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son." Messiah would be born to the closed womb of a virgin. The closed mem, or closed womb, is being described in Isaiah chapter 9, verses 6 through 7, pointing us back to the virgin birth described in Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14. Hezekiah could not have been the figure born in Isaiah chapter 9 verses 6 through 7 because he was not born to a closed womb. He was not born of a virgin. Okay? So the fact that the word shall increase is written with in Isaiah chapter 9 verses 6 through 7, or of the increase is written in Isaiah 9 6 through 7 with a closed mem, is conveying to us a mystery, a secret, which is actually we can unravel if we look into the ancient Jewish writings, the Sefer Yetzirah, the Zohar, obviously the Talmud, the Sefer Yetzirah, the Zohar, and the Bahir, and we bring all that information together, and what we find is that the fact that as a closed mem is used here is pointing to a miraculous birth involving a closed womb of a closed womb that's not able to naturally give birth, if you will, as opposed to an open womb, which is. And this is pointing us back to the reference in Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14, just not long before in the book of Isaiah, about a virgin that will give birth. It's tying Isaiah 9, 6 through 7 to Isaiah 7:14 in a very powerful way, and it is embedding this information if we understand the traditional oral Torah and the even beyond the oral Torah in the Torah Hasod, the hidden secret and mystical teachings that are embedded in the Tanakh. We can understand that we have been given a clue that has been passed down to us traditionally in the way the Masoretes preserved Isaiah chapter 9 verses 6 through 7 in using a closed mem in the middle of a word when it should not have been written that way. It should have been written with an open mem in the middle of a word, but they used a closed mem in the middle of the word to point us back to chapter 7 verse 14 and the virgin birth of the Messiah. Or here we are finding, if you will, that the Messiah would be born to a closed womb, an impossible birth to a closed womb instead of an open womb. All right. I want to encourage everybody to please donate to support these videos. This is very unique material. Teaching oftentimes on a level that is very difficult to find, and we need you to please step up and support this work. You may know my wife is disabled. She's chronically ill. She suffers from chronic pain. I'm her caretaker, and so we need your help to support us, and so that I'm able to provide her with food, clothing, shelter, medication, and be home to take care of her, and to produce all of this research and material for you and all of you out there. So please donate to support this work. You can do that by sending donations by PayPal to donations@wnae.org. That's donations@wnae.org. Or by clicking on the donate link in the video description. There are ways there that you can donate, also by Zelle or by GoFundMe. And also please like this video, subscribe to this channel, click that notification bell. Let us know what you think of these videos in the comments. Participate in the discussions in the comments. I read those. Sometimes I respond. Sometimes they inspire new videos. So All that stuff helps the YouTube algorithm decide to recommend us new viewers. Also, please share these videos on social media with your friends, and email these videos to your friends, etc. Until next time, everybody, shalom.